chapter 7 of the Handbook for Catholic Moms. Now, I am really excited because we have moved on from the first part of the book, which is all about the heart, which is fabulous, but now we are on the second part of the book, which is the mind. I'm a total nerd. I love everything that has to do with mind. And this chapter in particular that was all about being a lifelong learner is totally up my alley. So before I go on, this is a collab with a bunch of other Catholic YouTubers here on YouTube. And so please make sure that after you watch this video that you go to the other links. Everyone has their own perspective and it's really fascinating to hear everyone's different take, which is why book clubs in general are so fun, because people think in different ways and open your mind to different perspectives. And I think that's really valuable to have in life in general. I love school. I loved law school. I loved being stuck in the library with mounds of books. That is like my happy place. Continuing to learn and challenge my mind is very important to me, and I've had to find different ways to do that now that I am a stay-at-home mom. So the first thing is I homeschool. Now, my kids are little, so a lot of the stuff we're going over is review, but it never hurts to review what a vertebrate is, right? I can't wait until they're older and we really get to dive into these ideas and these points in history. The author talks about how as her kids have gotten older, they've brought their own interests into the house, and she's learned so much more from her kids. And so I'm really excited as my kids' interests grow that they're going to be bringing new facts and information into our family. I think it is really important as moms that we do continue to learn and we do show our children that we enjoy learning, because we're asking them to either be in a formal education setting or we homeschool, and either way we're asking them to be learners. And if they never see you sit down with a book, if they don't see you, pen and paper taking notes on something new, if they don't see you, if you don't tell them I'm listening to a podcast or I'm listening to a radio program in order to learn X, Y, or Z, they're not going to know that learning isn't just, in a classroom or with homework, or, when mom says it's time to do, school, it's forever. And that is one of the reasons I homeschool, is because I want my children to have an eager mind, a thirsty mind, and I want to cultivate that, especially the good and the beautiful, throughout their childhood until, they leave my house. The other thing I want to talk about really fast is she talks about making sure that as mothers, we are learning our catechism. We are learning who we are as Catholics. And this is so important. People ask me, how are you teaching catechism to your kids? And it's like, well, I'm learning it, and then I just am able to talk about God and Jesus and the church in such a richer way than if I was not spending the time learning. And I would say at this point in my life, the majority of my new learning is about the catechism, is about, our church history, is about the sacraments and why, because, one of the reasons is because so I can convey that information to you guys, and also, do apologetics if someone asks me a question, but also, my kids have questions and my kids are learning. So, I would say a couple things that I do every day is I read the liturgy every day. You can, even with the Laude app, you can actually listen to it as a podcast if you don't have, while you're doing your makeup or something, if you don't have time to sit down and read the readings. I also will try to look up the saints. And again, in the Laude app, the saints are right there. It's all in one app. You can also, my kids have little saint books, and I think I'm pretty sure they have adult saint books as well. Or you can just YouTube it, Google it. You guys, the resources abound on anything that has to do with our church, but especially people like the saints. So I try to do that. A lot of my learning comes from radio, as I've said before. I think that radio is an amazing resource. So I love the show called The Communion, even though it's not for Catholics. It's for people that have questions about the Catholic Church. People that are either coming into the church, or they disagree with the church, or they have a misunderstanding. Go Ask Your Father is an amazing resource. Catholic Answers Live is of course amazing. And with Catholic Answers Live, there's also so many books. And right now I'm reading the book Why We're Catholic by Trent Horn. It is an amazing, very simple, just this is what we believe and why we believe it, starting out with creation and why we believe there's a God outside of our universe, you know, that's beyond the universe, beyond time, space, and everything. And then it goes into the Bible and Jesus and the resurrection and the Holy Trinity and the Eucharist, and it kind of covers everything. I think every Catholic mom should read Trent Horn's Why We're Catholic. It is such a great, basic, easy read that gives you that knowledge that you really do need to be able to catechize your children as they're growing, and catechize anybody else who has questions. You know, if your spouse has questions, or, you know, your family members, you're able to just really have that basic information. Okay, the final thing that I want to say is that she talked about how education is never a waste. My law degree is never a waste because it taught me to think in a very different way that I had never thought before. I'm a much more analytical person now. I feel like I can approach any document and read it, because law school was so hard that I'm like, I can read that medical report, I can read that, you know, law case, like throw anything at me, I know how to decipher it. And it really was like learning a second language. And she talks about wanting to get a theology degree. I would love to get a theology degree. I think it would be amazing to immerse myself in Catholicism, if they even make a theology degree for women like that. I don't know if they have like a Catholic theology for women degree. But again, that would take time away from my family, and that's something else she talks about, is, you know, balancing when is the proper time for you to go back to school if you are a mother. I do want to say one last thing. My education is not a waste, not only for the reasons I mentioned, but also because if something were to happen to my husband, I am able to provide for my kids or my family. If, say, he's paralyzed or something and can no longer work, like, I can go to work and I have a degree which gives me a much better quality of life than if I was not educated. So I think that in some respects, it's a very responsible thing to have a degree. Just never ever want a mom to feel like she's wasting her time or her money, or that it was a mistake to get your education, or, you know, it's a mistake to finish your education. Because if something were to happen, it's very nice to have a plan B where you know that you could provide for your family. I would love to know in the comments down below, like, what you have a degree in, if you have a degree, what your favorite thing to learn is. Are you super into like biology or nature, or you know, the human body, or, you know, anything? So I'm just really fascinated. Right now I'm just so into theology. It's pretty intense and I love it, and I really, like, my brain's crazy, and this is why I read so many books at once, which probably isn't the smartest thing to do, but I just want like a little bit of everything. So that's where I'm at. And you guys, crack open your Bible. Like, don't just use your app, but like open up the physical Bible, because there's something so like magical about reading your bound Bible. There's nothing better on earth that you could learn on a daily basis than your Bible. Okay, I said it. So yes, Catholics, we read our Bibles. If only at Mass, but we do. Alright guys, this is Laura from What Laura Likes. Like I said, chapter 7 was amazing. I really enjoyed it. I am like right here in my comfort zone with all this mind stuff. So anyway, that was easy. So I will talk to you again soon, and hang tight for Thursday when we do chapter 8. And I'll talk to you soon. Please comment and let's engage in some conversation. And please make sure to like this video, subscribe if you haven't already. I would love for you to join the What Laura Likes family. I am so humbled by each and every one of you. And hit the notification bell if you want to know when I put out a new video. Until next time, this is Laura from What Laura Likes. Have a blessed day. Bye.